Well, back with the second half of the GDFL second semi-final, 1997. Bannockburn and Werribee Central's here at Osborne Park, and it's the Centurions 6-7-43. They lead the Bannockburn side, who are one behind. So hopefully a few changes to the Tigers, but the Centurions will be wanting to go on their way. Stewie supplied us with the gardening gloves at half-time. Fantastic. And Tigers into attack in the first 30 seconds, up towards half forward. Ronnie Pilgrim, little toe poke off the ground. Troy College is there also. We've lost Ronnie in transit somewhere from the half-time entertainment, so he should be back about 3 minutes into the final term, probably. But it's at half-back now. Free kick to Craig Darlow for the Centurions on the outer side. Goes long towards Matheson, a couple against him. The Tigers all up, punch it down. Handball, misses Morley. Getting back there, Carl Smith rides the bump, gets the right foot kick around the corner towards half forward. Spicer can't take it with him. Next to him, Wentworth. Good second effort by Spicer. Shaw through and kicks it towards the centre wing position. Nobody there for Bannockburn. Getting back there, the mobile Stewart. He gets it. He picks it up and then goes towards the boundary line. And it is out of bounds for a throw-in on centre wing. And the big man's back from his assistant coach's role at Bannockburn.
Oh, I thought it was the wind blowing.
No, just Ronnie.
Just Ronnie rocking back, is it?
It wasn't a gale out here today, Barry. It was just a bit of wind.
The Tigers will roar in the third term.
There's a pair of gloves for you, mate. Stewie Scott supplied them.
Sensation. Oh, look at that.
Fantastic.
This is like a ribbed condom.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I know. But anyway, we won't get into that. Back to the footy. Stewart gets his left hand to it. East handball over the top to Winter. He stands and gives it back on the boundary line. Matty East. Gareth Buck getting back there and taking a saving mark. It's out of bounds on the full, and it will be a free kick to the Centurions in the last line defence.
Makes it very hard to write, doesn't it? This. It's very nice, Stewart. Thanks very much. Ball out of sight of the ground. Well, look, Sean Stewart. I've never seen a big bloke so desperate. He's D right down to his jockettes, isn't he, really? And he's done a nice job, but this time Bannockburn have stolen it, and luck is a fortune. Ball drops short, Perkins in front, takes the mark 40 metres from goal, and will be lucky to make the distance.
Yep. I see the two biggest goal kickers, Roel and Habib, both on the bench. You'd think to get back in the contest you need to kick goals, but obviously trying to get a bit more running the soil, though. I would have thought that Roel maybe up the ground a little bit further, try and create that run.
Perkins, ball falls short, back in front, roved off the back by Darlow, played very well on the back line today, Craig Darlow, and kicks for touch beautifully and finds it. Now, Ronnie, I've heard an interesting rumour at half-time. Stewie Scott, our esteemed special comments man today, is supposedly supposed to have had a break-up with the Geelong West Footy Club during the week and was not going to be playing and coaching tomorrow. Have you heard anything more? Have you heard anything more stupid in your life?
Well, Stuart Scott, how can you reply to that, Stuart?
Let's spread it.
Let's spread it. He wants it spread. He wants only one Scott playing tomorrow. Flanagan, short little kick out. Oh, chopped off. Oh, by Bernardo. Free kick.
I got nowhere else to go, Ronnie. I've got to stick around, mate.
I'll have you, mate.
This late in the year, mate, it's pretty hard to get a game in another club.
Usually. Well, kick inboard towards Smith. Can't take it with him. And he's held on to for an incredibly long time.
I can't see the purpose in that. I really can't.
And Carl Smith will take it. Della Hunt.
He's hurt him by the limit.
Well, that's the only thing that's going to come out of it, isn't it? He's been playing well,
too. I don't know if that's a rib, I think.
No one on the mark. Gained 10 metres.
Yes, he gained 10 metres. Goes towards centre half forward. Back there, Shaw. Clinton Shaw takes the mark and will relieve the pressure for the Tigers. He comes to the members' side. Looking for Toolman and also East. East in front. Delaney at the front. Chris Delaney, that is, who roves. Stewart on hands and knees again, the big man. And the determination. Oh, come on.
The only bloke trying to make the play and you get...
Gee whiz.
I'd shake the head too, Stu.
Sean Stewart can't believe it. And Matty East has got the free kick at half back. Goes out wide towards Perkins and Connors takes the mark. Plays on quickly, goes on the left boot towards centre half forward. Toolman up in front, thump away. Morley, also there was Height, coming through Barry Delaney, working hard, Corey Flanagan 1 against 3, and the skipper does extremely well.
That's great work by Flanagan, but that's exactly the same thing that Stewart's done. Exactly the same thing. You know, let the boys who want to try and make the play and want to get the hard ball, let them go. Reward them for it, don't hold them up, and the umpire has rewarded Flanagan. He wanted to hold the ball up, and he was desperate to get it, and he's got his just rewards where Stewart didn't.
Umpire Gleggy to throw the ball up. Toolman goes up with Stewart in the end. Through, Colliger breaks a tackle. A little right foot kick. 2 against 1 if Pilgrim can get it to Perkins, but he can't. Then Ronnie wants to turn around to the right. Go long towards a vacant goal square. Getting back there, Bernardo. And also Stormy Winner. Bernardo leads in the race for the footy. And happy to see it over the boundary line in the left forward pocket.
Good play, Bernardo, there. He ran right across the beam of Winter and took his running.
7 minutes gone, gentlemen, of the third vital premiership quarter. APCO Easy Shops in and around Geelong bring us the third vital quarter. Scoreboard shows Werribee Central's enjoying a 42-point margin.
In the ruck again, Height, big thump away. Pilgrim, support with East. Matty Pilgrim now. Short little kick over the head of Toolman, coming out Smith, who would probably be with Luddick, the best players on the ground for Werribee. His kick into the back of his teammate Warwick, but it's okay to Hawks. Then he gets it to Luddick on half back with a 5 metres. Goes towards the boundary line. Delahunt, can he keep it in? It's going to skid over, and Delahunt will just see it over the boundary line.
Yeah, pretty intelligent kick there by Luddick. I mean, he put it into space, and if the player wasn't going to run it, it was always going to run out of bounds.
It's a bit like the black and white minstrel show up here, isn't it? Mama, how I love you, my dear old mama. I've walked a million miles.
Yeah, okay, back to the footy, Stuart. Jeez, don't give up your day job, Ron, please. Spicer, right foot kick around the corner. Vilchins against Broad. Oh, strength,
Good
Brenton
mark.
Vilchins. And second grab takes it at centre half forward.
The footy ain't much.
How does Gale live with you?
Well, mate, you got to keep me entertained, and this ain't entertaining, I got to tell you. Wilson's kick on that occasion, a lovely kick, really. A little bit left of the big stick, but gee, distance was good. Breeze still across the ground. 1 point the result.
Oh, Brett. Short kick, Delahunt to Gadd in the back pocket for the Tigers. Gadd pushes it very wide and a little bit too wide for Flanagan. Chris Delaney to take the free kick for the Centurions. A 6-8-44 Werribee. Bannockburn 1 behind. APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard.
No confidence, is he?
And Delaney, that's Chris, goes to the right boot in towards Vilchins. Roving at the front was Spicer. Gadd sees it over the boundary line for the Tigers, just around for the behind post.
These are a great investment, aren't they, really?
They're
already.
a fantastic investment for for a freebie.
I'm very excited about all these knobbles on the inside of the palm of your hand on these things.
I bet you are. Tillman, Wentworth leaves it behind. Spicer ripped off the footy. Pack develops. Umpires Deljovic will come in and bounce the ball. You could do some damage with them, couldn't you?
Brett Revere's got a tear in his eye.
Long as the tear's only in his eye.
Oh, jeez. Thrown up. Matheson.
They come with batteries too.
Well, Tillman, good work there to East. East's hand pass was okay. Clint Shaw, he's not sure, so sure enough, he goes to half forward, and he looks to Perkins. Perkins caught one nicely there. Warwick hard at it, and I think you'll find that the Centurions will win out again, as they've done for most of the afternoon. The big fella, Stuart, to Morley was pretty cash. Over the top to the Whitley medalist and Barry Bazza Delaney. He plays on centre midfield. Luke Luddick, and it's becoming a procession. Luddick's left foot kick, a beauty. Good work, Broad. Got in front there on that occasion of Wilson's. Loose ball, Spicer. Little chip up there, Matheson. Couldn't take it, but Christopher Delaney, that was nice. Looks to Scripper. Oh, Scripper's caught one a bit high. And Scripper gets the free kick for the Centurions, and it's all over, boys.
Shifty kick goes to the leader, Matheson. Can't quite get it. Clinton Shaw keeps his feet as Matheson slipped over, and he goes across. Buck comes across also to make sure that the ball is kept into the forward line of the Centurions, and will be a throw in about 30 metres around.
Interesting to check the record books of the GDFL to find out how many sides have played in the second semi without scoring a goal.
Well, Bannockburn might be creating history here.
Be a first, I'd say.
Shaw from half back goes across, and there's nobody there for the Tigers. Carl Smith at centre half forward goes long, and it's a good kick too off the boot. Getting back there, Buck, and takes the mark in the goal square. Would have been a goal as well, but Heath Buck will make sure of it now.
Hang on, Bazza, don't stick it into Heath Buck like Bucko. Bucko has had a good year. He's kicked 66 for the season. Carl Smith, he snotted 66 at half back. You're going to give the goal sneak every opportunity.
You took the presentation at half time before the game into half-time entertainment, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Jeez, you
Nah,
got a
nice
couple
goal.
more.
Heath Buck, lovely grab, running with the breeze, and it was a very nice fitting reward for the leading goal kicker. So, Barry Walker, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I don't know what you're getting excited about, Ronnie. All I said was it would have been a goal. I didn't say he did the right or the wrong thing.
God.
I know you're a puppet, Ron. Who's pulling the strings today?
Werribee 7-8-50. They lead Bannockburn 1 behind on the Upco Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. Winner of this match into the 97 grand final. Sean Stewart up. And Pilgrim towards Gary Toolman. Right foot kick out of the pack towards half forward. Warwick and Winter. Win up. Well, looked for a free kick, didn't get it. Darlow played very well. Darlow's played very well. Goes towards the wing. Bernardo stands his ground. Colliger overran it. And he tries to get the handball out towards Barry Delaney. Leaves it behind. Matty Pilgrim does also. Support though from Henderson. Short little kick out wide. We'll want to see it over the boundary line. And does so on centre wing on the outer side.
Yeah, just nothing happening, isn't there, out there at the moment? There's no leadership at all from the Bannockburn point of view, Stewie.
No, there certainly isn't. I'm just sort of trying to look around to see what sort of moves they could make, even with Habib and Ralph on the bench. They're just not getting the ball in that area anyway of the ground if they were there. And very difficult. I mean, you just basically got to put it back to the players as individuals to get back to the basics that they've been doing all year, the things that have won them games. And they're obviously not doing it today because there's no way knowing that Werribee's this much better than what Bannockburn are. Even in the contest they had sort of 4 or 5 weeks ago, it was pretty well a close game all round, and they've just got to attack it maybe a little bit more aggressively.
Good mark.
Do some of the 1%ers and try and work their way into the game. A shepherd and a tackle and a bit of extra talk, and before you know it, you're back into the game again.
14 and a half minutes gone of the third and vital quarter of football. Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock. The scoreboard tells the story. 49-point margin, Werribee Central's chase. Apco Easy Shops bringing you the turn.
Good mark by Warwick. Got the ball to centre wing, and Brenton Vilchins up towards Matheson, roving at the front of the pack. The Centurions. Free kick though for a push, and we'll go to the Tigers. It's going to be Kevin Connors at half back for Bannockburn.
The game up at Werribee Central's a few weeks ago, Rowers was probably one of the dominating forces, Ron, wasn't he? He around the goals and around the ground with his run-on play. Oh, aren't you listening?
Yes,
Ron?
he was, Barry. Yes, he was, and I was 12,000 miles away, but I agree with you. And out of bounce on centre wing, and he's on the bat phone. He's got to ring Gale and say he's got new gloves. He's coming home soon.
I think that actually Ralph got 3 on that day. I think Barry and was one of their better players.
It's not too often you see their 2 major goal scorers on the bench.
No,
Habib and Ralph.
It does surprise me, but on that particular day too, their running players, Bannockburn running players, were in their bet a lot. Where Werribee's bigger players were sort of what you'd expect.
Delaney goes slicer. Use of the body was fantastic against Wentworth at half forward for the Centurions. He plays on quickly, wants to get it to one out to Buck. Coming across Gad Buck. Strength by Heath Buck. And there's not much Stevie Gad can do much about that.
It'll be very interesting. I think if we look through over the year, the 66 goals that he has kicked, how many he's actually kicked out on a lead, and how many he's actually kicked in a one-on-one contest like that. And I think you'd find it probably 3-1, 4-1 that he marks like that.
Yeah. Man on man.
Yeah,
He loves it,
very
doesn't
good in that area.
So Heath Buck, who has kicked 2 goals too this afternoon to stretch the Centurion lead even further. He's 20 metres out directly in front and makes no mistake for his 3rd goal of the day. And, well, I think they might have booked their spot. They're 8-8-56, Werribee. Bannockburn 1 behind on the Apco Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. And
just one thing there, Brainy, that you noticed a little bit earlier on the second quarter, or it might have been the first quarter with
There's
Buck.
a fireproof, Stewie.
But again in that contest, Gad was standing on the wrong side of his opponent again, and the wind's just done the work and pushed it to the side of Buck. He ain't had to hold his ground.
Well, I mean, these blokes are senior footballers, I suppose. I don't like to harp on basics, but they're very unbasic today, Bannockburn.
back to the centre, Stewart and Tresize.
This is where Werribee Centrals are getting the break to through Stewart.
Yep, Stewart up again, down towards Edgar. Chopped off there, pushing the back, no free kick towards Troy Colliger. Pack develops umpire. Zeljevic will come in and bounce the ball again.
In the defence of Bannockburn, though, and I think their emotions were ripped out of their hearts the first quarter when the umpire decisions went against them. I will say that, and it's not much fun when that happens.
Back from the ruck contest, Colliger through, bumped off the footy by Morley. Height over the top and wraps up the Tiger player.
It's a very emotional game, Jason, football.
It is, Ron.
And when you're doing your utmost, and then this little white person says, you've done the wrong thing and you haven't, it hurts.
Life member of the GFUL, Ron Crane.
I was once.
Yeah, that'd be right.
It back in.
Tresize gets it towards Butch Shaw. Breaks a tackle, handball to Matthew East. Oh, then he handballs back to Henderson. They're under constant pressure. Short kick's okay. Nigel Tresize. Nudge turns around, kicks it long towards Pilgrim and Darlow. Little kick off the ground by Buck. Darlow's in there also. Ronnie followed it up. He's still there. East, Good Shepherd gives Ronnie Pilgrim a bit of time. His handball to nobody in particular. Good Shepherd gives Colliger a bit of time. Can he pick it up? Yes, he can. Gets around Morley and with the right foot goes wide.
Where's their chance?
Rose and coming out Warwick. Winter also there. Good play Warwick coming across. He's got support and good play the Werribee Central's back line to bottle it up on the opposite side half forward flank. It's on the members side now.
I think they've got Rose at full forward.
I don't believe it. I saw it myself and I couldn't believe it. But Nathan Rose, who was dominating in centre wing, is now at full forward. I've seen the lot.
Well, Tresize against Vilchins. Still in the ruck contest there. Tresize tries to tap it out. Oh, free kick found. Yep, for a hold. And it's going to go to Delahunt. So Steve Delahunt at half forward. And it might be the half-back flanker who kicked the first goal for Bannockburn. It'll be a fair kick. He's about 45 metres out. Rose gives him a half a lead.
Well, he's on the right side. He could give this a shake if he gets onto it.
Well, he usually kicks out from full back, so it's a fair kick of the footy. He goes now. It's a pretty good kick. A pretty good kick.
Yeah, great kick.
Got it.
And Bannockburn's first goal of the second semi-final has gone to their half-back flanker, Steve Delahunt. And they move to 1-1-7. Werribee Central's 8-8-56. Apco Easy Shop. Third quarter scoreboard. And Ron, we put the history books away for another year.
Lowest score on record. That's still up for grabs.
Well, they're at 49 points behind Bannockburn.
One thing with Bannockburn, they are a quick scoring team. They can put 4 or 5 goals quickly on the board, which they did up at Werribee in about the last 10 minutes of that first quarter. The one thing they have to try and do is just get themselves back into the contest, start winning them one-on-ones, which they normally do. Be the player that's at the fall of the ball and try and turn the game around that situation. You're not going to turn it around and just say, look, they can kick 7 goals if they can't turn the general play around.
Stewart got a free kick for an infringement in the centre, but good mark Gary Toolman at a half-back for the Tigers. Got it to East. He's under pressure, gets around a couple. Then, he was going to get around Vilchins. He got to Broad. Yeah, he threw it.
Just no support, boys. He just, he's trying to run the ball. He's trying to do the right thing. He doesn't want to be kicking to a pack after pack because that's what they've been doing all day and haven't got a while. He's tried to create some run and his teammates haven't responded for him.
So free kick to Vilchins. He goes short towards Barry Delaney and it's okay. And Matty East is not too happy.
I think the frustration from the last contest is with him.
Yep. Probably not too happy with his teammates more than anything because that wasn't a lot of support, as Stewie said. Barry Delaney.
No, if he had a right foot, he might have half a chance.
Oh, well, he's not only bagging the umpires now, he's bagging the team he backed. Good to see, Ronnie. Well done.
They're disgraceful.
Jeez.
And Westland beat them next week in the preliminary final.
Well, he's already picked West tomorrow. Good to see. I'm picking West tomorrow too, Ron.
I was just going to add that. We'll get over Thompson first.
That worries me, mate.
I mean, sorry, West will get over Thompson. I'm not going to be there tomorrow. So
yeah,
West
that's
will
right.
Get over
You're not
Thompson
going to be there. You're going back to Lara already.
What's your brother knife, Jazz?
They're out of the... No, he's organising the footy trip. He doesn't care about the finals. Kick in to size. Oh, drops a mark that he should have taken. Goes to Spicer. Kick around the corner. And up in front.
Good mark, Matheson.
Shaw, but behind Matheson.
It's only about his second kick for the day.
Well, it'll be his third because he's kicked 2 goals.
Come on, Barry.
I said about.
Come on,
that's all right. That's okay.
So exactly that situation is a situation that Shaw usually gets himself in. He comes from behind and takes that clever mark. So he's more of a player who comes from behind with his strong hands rather than be the player caught under the ball.
So Matheson, 35 metres out. Pretty good kick for goal usually.
He's a great kick.
Oh, look at that.
What a great goal. Matho, that is absolutely superb.
How many votes did he poll in the best and fairest?
In the league, best and fairest.
About as many as Heath Buck, I think.
Oh, yeah.
What's 7 or 8 on right around at the 7 mark?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been much more than that.
I've seen him about 5 times up in Werribee playing, and I tell you what, if he didn't deserve a vote, at least, in all the games, possibly 3 of them he was best on the ground, it beats me.
Well, Connors is off and Rick Harding is on. 9-8-62 is the Werribee Central's score. And Bannockburn 1-1-7.
I wonder whether the other two might have had a few words to say, seeing they're not getting the run this quarter.
Well, The APCO Easy Shop scoreboard tells the tale. Werribee in control, back to the centre. Tresize Stewart gets it down again to Delaney. Look at that. Whitley medalist stuff there. Goes out, spins out, gets his left foot to it towards Matheson again on hands and knees. Delaney working hard. Clinton Shaw, he's wrapped up by Edgar, and Spice is in there as well, and then comes Luddick, and then, look, there's all of them. They come across on the midfield. Fantastic play from the Centurions.
Give Shaw his due there. He battled 4 different fresh opponents.
Did.
They were coming from everywhere.
Yeah, he would have loved a little bit of help there, I think.
Yeah.
And as he's had to go all the way back to his man and had the ball turned over, Matheson probably would have got an easy kick, and yet Shaw's done all the hard work.
Yeah, exactly. Comes towards Chris Delaney from the ruck contest. Oh, pushing the back from Butch Shaw. Little kick around the corner. Luddick and Edgar can raffle it. Luddick stands, gets around, handball to Spicer in close quarters. He's pushed off the footy. Still at half forward for the Centurions. Through Troy Colliger. Handball towards Wentworth. Edgar right next to him. He just wants to go over the safety of the boundary line, and Gary Tillman will let it over. And it's going to be another throw in at half forward for the Centurions.
Yeah, nice shot there too, Brett. Yes, 10 out of 10, son.
Unbelievable. Stewart gets it down to Delaney again. Both Delaney's, Chris and Barry. Little kick towards Perkins. Carl Smith, Dallahunt, who's obviously in the forward line now, and tries to get it towards half forward height. Over the top towards Morley. Does it sit for him? No, it doesn't. And next to him is Ronnie Pilgrim. Now he can get Edgar out wide if it gets to him. Well, he's got Smith in support as well. And Carl Smith takes the mark. Oh, handball. Going to set up donuts. Darlow's got a good pick up. Oh, Edgar. Oh, Colliger.
Oh.
And then Perkins coming in and helping out. Colliger and Darlow fight hard on the wing. Dallahunt kick around the corner. Not very far. Perkins, the big man, tries to tap it on. And it's going to be thrown in on centre wing. And we see Kevin Connors to come on for Troy Colliger. So, a few changes being made, but not really much happening for Bannockburn. Yep, well, there'll be a libel suit tomorrow probably because Ronnie's just hit somebody, I think, with a green can of Coke. Dallahunt, Shepherds for Henderson, who runs in there without the footy. East, handball to Winter. Handball to Toolman. Oh, he's going to get stuck. Delaney and Luddick, he gives it back to East. He goes with the left boot wide. Wentworth running off his half-back flank. Spicer in pursuit. Flanagan's out there as well, shepherded by Flanagan. Wentworth gets a little kick away, but there's nobody there except the boundary line, and he will win.
They really are falling down. They cost that half forward. They just can't. They haven't got a target to kick to, and I think the way the players are throwing the ball around the half-back flank and through the middle of the ground, they're doing that because they haven't got anything to kick to with a bit of surety in the forward line, and they're trying to create something that possibly is a little bit unrealistic when you're 7 or 8 goals down.
Perkins, handball towards Winter, coming through though, Stewart. Look at that, fantastic pick-up. Goes towards centre-half forward. Vilchins, another big man, sits over the top of the footy, then taps it on.
Well
Shaw will lead Matheson in the race for the footy. Had Toolman wide, elects to go down the middle, it's okay. Winner takes the mark in the centre of Osborne Park.
Yeah, well, Stormy goes out to the defensive side of the ground, which is pretty intelligent footy for mine. Had Corey Flanagan at centre-half forward vacant, but they've obviously decided to, put up the queue in the rack, I suggest.
He had Toolman going down this side with no one within 20 metres of him.
But they haven't been able to win too much of the ball today because Werribee had the numbers. I think they've got normally Bannockburn are the type of side, they've got that bit of arrogance that'll back their teammates one-on-one, and I think they've got to start kicking to a bit more one-on-one contests and back their teammates and then get to the fall of the ball.
Connors gets it up towards Dallahunt at centre-half forward. Toolman runs onto it. Can't pick it up, got support though. Good pick up, Corey Flanagan. Oh, poor kick off the boot though. Rose can't take the mark, buck against him. And would you rob Peter to pay Paul and put Clinton Shaw at centre-half forward?
Well, there's no point trying to defend the game now. I mean, they've got to win it. They do need a marking option. It is an interesting call, even with Shaw there throughout the course of the year. He's usually been pretty damaging across there, but the forward line seems to be so open for Werribee that he is getting caught too much in the one-on situation when normally the ball gets knocked to the ground and he usually does the sweeping up.
Rose has kicked the goal off the ground. Nathan Rose. Good play, Ronnie Pilgrim, to open up the play there. And Nathan Rose has kicked Bannockburn's second goal. They're 2-1-13. Werribee 9-8-62 on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. And Brett Rovier has made the unfortunate statement for him that Bannockburn will get up.
Ridiculous statement of all season, and it's come from our technical director, Brett Rovier. Reckons Bannockburn will get up. Stewart, you still there?
Oh, look at. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm just watching the moves that are coming on that I thought may have happened in the second quarter, not necessarily now, but yeah, Ron. I think that realistically, look at that because Bannockburn, can put goals together quickly. They are a chance, but obviously a lot of things have got to change for that to take place. Bannockburn have kicked a couple of goals here to Werribee. I think if they get another 2 without Werribee scoring, they do give themselves a chance in the last quarter. But I think the confusion on the boundary line here probably sums up the day for Bannockburn today.
Butchshaw off with the blood rule. Jason Habib was coming on for Ronnie Pilgrim, but he's ended up coming on for Butchshaw.
Coming on? It was on.
Well, coming on.
Even with 19 men, boys.
They were. Stewart, big thump out to Chris Delaney. Left foot kick around the corner by him. Race on now, Edgar. And also Vilchins coming across broad. You'll have support with Wentworth, who won't need it. It's going to be out of bounds. And half forward.
There was a little bit of confusion here on the boundary line, Stewie.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really knew what was going on. I mean, we almost got ourselves into that situation last week with Gavin Ingleson coming and Jason Rastry with the blood rule. And you've got to be pretty careful. And the blokes who are on the bench have got to make sure they're on the ball all the time.
Comes up towards Luddick and Tresize. Tresize, the big man, works hard. Goes to Matty Pilgrim. He can handball out to East. Oh, he picks it up though. Good pick up. He was going to go to handball Flanagan. He went left boot towards centre half forward. Couple there for the Centurions. Darlow's one of them. And against Ronnie Pilgrim, he tries to tap it out towards the advantage of Gareth Buck. Chopped off by Nathan Rose. Coming across as Warwick as well. Rose got support. Harding. Can he get it back to Pilgrim? He tried to. Then he got wrapped up.
Over the shoulder.
And over the shoulder. So Rick Harding will take it 60 metres out from the Tiger goal.
I think it looks as though Habib might be on a wing.
Yep.
He was...
well, goes up. Rose can't take the mark. Roved at the front of the pack beautifully. Barry Delaney touches it on the ground. Then goes long towards centre half forward. Vilchins and Broad. They go up. This is where they need the Rovers. Spicer comes across. Good play. Holds it up. Then tries to tap it out to Chris Delaney. Good second effort though by Wentworth. Comes across, Toolman.
Oh, ball.
Oh. Good tackle, wasn't it?
That's got to be as close to holding the ball I think as you'll get.
Well,
it really does.
The tackle forced the ball out, It was a mighty tackle.
So Luke Luddick having a bit of a well-earned rest.
Simon Kelbert coming on, the youngster. He's on the ground for Werribee. Over the back, Stewart comes out towards Winter. He stands and tries to deliver it to somebody running past. It's a hard ball for Toolman to... Well, it's played a hold.
It was his own
man.
It was his own man.
Perkins. He's got the footy.
I've seen it all now. I've seen it all.
Perkins goes in towards the lead of Harding. Hawk's right next to him. He's got support as well. Fresh air shot comes towards Connors. He's wrapped up by Centurions and held on to. 55 out.
A little bit frustrating, we mentioned with Roworth off the ground. Now, I know that he didn't have any of the ball in the first half, but he didn't see it either.
He didn't have it.
I think you just got to get those players up, as I said a little bit earlier in the first quarter when it was fairly cold down in the ball. And get the players into the game and then maybe put them back down there when they've warmed up a bit.
Yeah, I can't understand, Jason, why they're taking people who kick goals for them all year.
Oh, good man.
It was the midfield that was letting them down. I mean, I just can't believe the attitude. But anyway, Bannockburn going to attack now, but they'll get to half forward and it'll come straight back because there's no one to kick it to. Well, he's kicked that anywhere, but it's luckily hit the half-back flanker in Delant, who just, remonstrated just quickly with a little right elbow to
He's
the
happy
cheek.
now, about 10 metres in the clear and they won't use him.
Stewie, is Flanagan fully fit?
Well, obviously, I don't think Corey Flanagan was obviously fully fit, even with the on-ballers they have got. He's a great leader, and I think you'd have him around the centre of the ground. He's pretty hard at it. Even if he's not 100% fit, I think that's something they've got to try and get him into those centre ball-up areas, because that's where he wins the ball well. But to answer your question, Joe, I don't think he could be with the way he's been playing.
No one's attacking this player.
Had 3 taps on the ground. He's at centre wing. He's going to have another one. He draws a play now east, so he creates a loose man. Kelbert, he takes the mark.
But no one attacked him.
No. He gained 70 metres and got it to the youngster.
They're all sitting on the bench.
Goes in towards Vilchins, who goes up against a couple. Coming over the back, they've got the numbers, the Tigers. Handball out to Matty Pilgrim. He's at centre half back. He touches it on the ground. Then he handballs into Shaw. That's Clinton. And then he runs through the middle of Osborne Park. Goes towards centre half forward. Warwick backs himself and goes up. There's 2 at the back. Winner and Pilgrim. And he's heard also Warwick. Winter goes towards the leader, Rose.
Yeah,
good kick.
pass.
Yep, and a good lead. And Gareth Buckstein there with hands on hips. He obviously lost Rose.
Bit of experience there from Winder. He didn't just blaze away and put the ball long. He held onto the ball a bit longer and waited till he had a good option, and Rose provided that.
Well, it is 3-quarter time at Osborne Park. Werribee Centrals will remain at 9-8-62. Bannockburn at 2-1-13. And with Rose lining up from 35 metres out. And he's kicked 1 goal. He's playing at full forward now. He comes in, and I think it's a pretty good kick. It is. It's through the middle for his second goal. And Bannockburn's third. They're 3-1-19. So in that quarter, 3 goals, 1 to Werribee Central's. Bannockburn 3 straight goals. And at 3/4 time, the goal kickers for Werribee, 3 each to Heath Buck and David Matheson, and singles to Luke Luddick, Carl Smith and Barry Delaney. 2 to Nathan Rose, and Steve Dallahunt has a single for Bannockburn. So it is 43 points the difference at 3/4 time, and it was 42 points the difference at half time. So Werribee have just increased their advantage by, I think, solitary behind at the final break. And boys, that term, a little bit even. Bannockburn obviously back on the scoreboard with 3 goals, but Werribee really sort of controlling play for most of the third term also.
Yeah, once again, for the same reasons they have in the first half. They've been first to the ball and they've been there in numbers. So if one player drops, there's another one there to sort of cover up. I think as Barry mentioned a little bit on the quarter, it has all started today with, in the centre with Stewart in the ruck. He is giving the on-ballers first use. The one thing when you do get a bit of a lead, you can afford to be all out attacking from the centre and don't worry about covering the opposition too much and start heading towards your goals, and they have taken advantage of that. It's basically we can just go through the same players at Werribee that we have the first couple of quarters, and then possibly we're forgetting a couple other names. It just really has been so far a 21-man performance from that side, and that's exactly what Mick Foster would like. He wouldn't really be worried if Bannockburn had the best player on the ground as long as they win the game and their 21 have contributed, which they have up to this point. For Bannockburn, I think Alistair Broad's done a reasonable job where he is. He just, unfortunately for his team and for himself, that he hasn't had the support to back up his hard work, and which is very disappointing from a player's point of view when that happens, when you bust your ass to try and get the right thing for the team and you haven't got the support that you require. Gary Toolman again running through the middle here a couple of times. He's trying his hardest. He's I think they need 2 or 3 Gary Toolmans, a couple in the forward line and a couple in the centre and possibly a couple in the back line, because he does provide and he does work hard. Troy Colliger again works fairly hard at it. Didn't have much to give to once he sort of received the ball. As I said, they've fallen down badly across the half-forward line, and although Rose has kicked 2 goals, I still think they need him around the centre of the ground a little bit more, and I'd go back to what's been tried and true through the year. Have him pull forward, Roweth in the forward pocket, and just try and get the supply up to him and see if they can still kick a winning score from here, which I doubt.
Well, yeah, time will tell. Talking about, will they bridge the gap? This bloke's always bridged the gap. Stewie, if you'd like to pass your microphone downstairs, we've got the Grub himself. And our director is downstairs, so we can't get you on camera at the minute, Grub, but we'll fix that. But you'd be pretty happy at 3/4 time, Grub, looking at a 43-point lead.
Yeah, I suppose you couldn't hope for much more. I suppose going into the last quarter, 43 points up, Ronnie, but as you know, it's not over till the fat lady sings. We've still got to concentrate on one more quarter.
Correct. You realise you've made me look like an absolute dickhead today?
Well, I don't think that's that hard to do, Ronnie. Is it?
No, it's not. It's not.
Well, it's a credit to you, blokes. You obviously mudlarks up there at Werribee.
Well, when we come down for these conditions, Ronnie, I wasn't quite sure whether it would suit us or whether it wouldn't, with the tall timber, and I think you might have suggested yourself we may have left 1 or 2 of the big blokes out, but I think it's paid off reasonably well, and we'll have to see what happens in the last quarter.
All right, Grub. Well, look, I like to eat humble pie. I will eat humble pie. I will buy you one after the game, because it's always a pleasure. He's been a pretty good Conrad this year for guest video, the boys. So you never know, you might be down at Geelong tomorrow when we might have to get him up there, and you can have a go at Stewie Scott tomorrow. Square the slate.
No, you never ever go at good players, Ronnie. You know that.
He's been bagging you all day.
Thanks, mate.
Good on you, Grub. Grubby Catius, the president of the Werribee Centurions, who is cherry ripe at the minute, and no wonder.
Yes, they're leading 9-8-62. Bannockburn 3-1-19.